My video called 10 Things I Hate About Living in Oklahoma has a ton of views. Thank you guys so much for watching that. It also has a lot of what I call hilarious comments. Many people after watching that video, or maybe they didn't watch the video, told me if I didn't like it here, then I should move. And there are other comments that are not quite compliments on that video as well. In the recent months, I've heard a few more things, discovered a few more things myself as well, that are things that maybe aren't the best about Oklahoma. Hate might be a strong word to use in the video for sure. These are opinions of mine and you might share them or you might not. So here are 5 more reasons why sometimes I hate living in Oklahoma. It is now officially summer in Oklahoma, and that means snakes.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Like many other southwestern states, Oklahoma does have snakes. There were multiple websites that I looked at to find like the total number of venomous snakes, but the one that I ended up landing on that I think is a good one to use is the Oklahoma State University Extension Office. They pointed out 7 different venomous snakes. Growing up in eastern Oklahoma, we mostly had what we called water moccasins and copperheads. Now, I have no idea what these snakes look like, so I'm just afraid of all snakes. Copperheads usually don't live by the water, I don't think, or like they need access to water, but I'm not really sure like what their relationship is to the water. And then water moccasins are water snakes, so they live in the water and usually like near the edge of like a pond or something. However, reading this website, I learned that water moccasin is actually a word that's supposed to encompass like all water snakes, and those venomous ones are actually called cottonmouths, which I'd heard before as well. I don't know. The point of the matter is I don't like snakes at all. In western Oklahoma, there are also rattlesnakes, and there are supposedly 5 different kinds of rattlesnakes. The only thing I can tell you is I keep my eyes peeled if I'm at home with my parents walking around ponds in the summer because there might be snakes there. And they don't hurt you, but I back away slowly. And honestly, I've never seen a rattlesnake in the wild in Oklahoma, but I've never lived in western Oklahoma either. I put this as number 1, so hopefully I could get this out of my mind before I go to sleep tonight, because then I might have nightmares. Another thing that can be really hard about Oklahoma is the lack of job diversity. So most commonly people in Oklahoma work for the state of Oklahoma, the government entity, or like the different departments within that. The U.S. federal government is one of the largest employers as well. And then we have state universities, oil companies. There's also American Airlines, Love's Travel Stops, and Hobby Lobby. And hospitals as well are a big employer in Oklahoma. We have seen an increasing number of tech companies pop up, and that can encompass a lot of different things. One of the biggest reasons that some industries like coming here is we have cheap land, somewhat cheap labor, and the tax structure in Oklahoma is conducive to those companies moving here. Now, I know you guys don't know me personally, unless you do, especially, hearing those comments from people saying that I should move and go somewhere else. I am actually a realtor, so I do like living here. I do like helping people move here also. I do have over 180 videos on this channel to explain to you the different aspects of living in Oklahoma and why it might be okay for you or right for you. If you have questions about moving to Oklahoma or the buying and selling process, my information is in the description below and also in the comments. The number 3 thing I put on my list is access to state parks. Oklahoma has a total of 38 state parks, and I've been to a lot of them. What I find most frustrating, though, is the lack of information that comes with those state parks. The Oklahoma State Tourism Department tries to put out some content about what might be available at these parks, but honestly, understanding what amenities might be available in each area can be really frustrating to find. And there are some really cool places in Oklahoma. However, this is my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion as well, so you can drop those in the comments and maybe give me some tips. So in my previous video, I talked about the lack of public transportation, and we definitely don't have very much, but something that's really been on my mind lately is just like the lack of trains to go from city to city. So we do have an Amtrak train that goes from Oklahoma City to Fort Worth. not Dallas, Fort Worth. There is a difference if you don't know. And that's great and that's fine. And I haven't taken it yet and I want to, just to see what it's like. I've never really ridden the train in America. However, I really, like, it would be amazing if there was a train from Oklahoma City to Tulsa. Of course, especially if it was a bullet train, but I don't think that's going to happen. But a train would just make my life so much easier since, you know, my family lives near Tulsa. And I think it would just be a safer alternative to some of the things that are currently going on with the road systems. But that is my opinion. Humidity is the last thing on my list. I also think the humidity here can be quite horrifying. Oklahoma is very rich in humidity, and I often think that it's super intense, at least until I travel to Austin, Texas, which I do almost every summer. Air conditioning is a given in Oklahoma, so any business place that you go to, any residence that you go to is usually going to have air conditioning unless it's broken. Now there is a difference between like the dry heat of like Arizona and Las Vegas and the horrible humidity heat of Oklahoma. My best advice for you to see if you like the heat is to visit in the summertime. The hottest times of the year are going to be like in the actual summer months, so between like June 21st and September 21st. And August is typically the hottest. Come check it out, see if you like it. If you already know you do, drop that in the comments for me. And of course, just be prepared. You can get overheated really quickly. In the summer, we do tend to spend time outside in the early mornings and then in the very late evenings when it's almost dark. If you have more things to add, I would love to hear about those in the comments. And please check out this video next.